You ever had a thought that just came out of nowhere? Maybe it was a thought of doubt. Maybe it was a seed that was just planted. And you're like, where did that come from? Let me tell you something. The Bible refers to this. We're in the middle of a spiritual warfare. So every single day, each and every single one of us is open to attack. The scripture makes it clear. There's an unseen world operating behind the scenes, okay? Ephesians 6:12 says right here, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." I mean, I don't know about you, but you don't read that stuff too often in the Bible, so let's run that back. It says that there are authorities, cosmic powers over the present darkness. So as we know, the Bible states that the earth is kind of like a playground for Satan right now. He has kind of the ability to mess with us. But this means that things that we perceive as random thoughts or passing feelings, they might actually be a demonic attack. It might not be you that's thinking these things. Sometimes it is us. So you can't always blame it on a spiritual reason why. That'll take away your personal responsibility. Like Cliff Knuckle likes to say, he'll go up to people and say, "This fine young man, I can choose to give him some money with my hand, or I could slap him in the face with my hand." And if I were to say that God made me slap him in the face, then I'm a liar. So you do have a choice in the matter. But what they'll do, the forces, the demonic forces, will come in and distort reality. So Blake Healy, I was reading his book, The Veil. You guys should definitely check this out. I went on a whole rampage after this. But this guy, Blake Healy, has been seeing spiritual beings ever since he was a kid. So he thought it was normal at first, didn't think anything of it, you know? And then after a while, he started realizing, oh, this is not normal. So he goes into it really in depth in his book, The Veil, how they're gonna do it, and he can describe it physically. He was on the Michael Knowles podcast. This one right here, you guys should go check it out. So one of the biggest weapons is gonna be deception for the demons. And I see this in my day-to-day life a lot. So let me give you some examples. I'll give you some examples from my life, and then we'll tee off that. So when I'm on a sales call, right? And you're rebuttaling hard. People that aren't in the sales world, what that is when someone doesn't want your product or whatever, you gotta say something to get them back interested. You gotta take control of the phone call. So let's say at the end of the sales call, or even at the sales day, let's say at the end of the sales day, you got nothing, you got squat. Now all of a sudden, you start having voices chatter in your brain like, oh, maybe this pitch, I was saying I sounded weak, or this or that. Maybe you sounded amazing. Maybe you just didn't have a buyer on the phone. But, or sometimes you are correct in your analysis. Sometimes the voice may be the opposite. What if you really sucked that day, and then the voice is feeding you, "No, bro, you're fine, you're the best." So it could be the opposite too. The demons know. They've been watching you for a while, obviously. They're in this other realm that you can't enact with. That's why sometimes the random stray thoughts may not be you. They're gonna use whatever works. They're gonna test out what works on you. If anger works on you, then they'll use anger and frustration. If If, pleasure works on you, then they'll feed your ego and self-gratify you. So Blake Healy goes into this a lot, but honestly, a lot of stuff too. Owen Cook and Julian Blanc, Julian himself on YouTube, talk about really go into this stuff too. Here, Jesus warned us. He showed us to fight back. How did Jesus fight this? Jesus went toe-to-toe with Satan in the desert for 40 days. Jesus said in Matthew 10:25, if they called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more will they call the household? Meaning, if the world mocked and hated Jesus and they didn't listen to Jesus, for the majority of us, that's what's going to happen as well. We're going to be mocked and hated. They're not going to like what we're saying. So what he's saying there is you're not going to be better than the head of the household. If Jesus came down to earth and was doing all this and he was mocked and hated on and wasn't listened to, you're going to get that same treatment. So you have to fight it back with the word, though. As he said, when he was being tested by Satan in the wilderness, he says, it is written, it is written, it is written. So keep using the Bible. Even if it feels like it's not working, that's just the demons trying to tell you to stop reading before you get to that verse that might help you. A lot of times I'll get energy to watch YouTube videos and do this and that, right? Play video games, but I won't have the energy to open my Bible. Why is that? Well, one, the momentum. You're just used to it, so don't blame yourself. Oh my God, I'm not studying. You're not used to studying. You gotta get yourself used to studying, but also look at it logically. I mean, why can't you? Why can't you just pick it up and read 200 pages tonight? Well, that's because there are forces telling you not to. So the next time you have a weird random thought, or just thoughts in general, analyze them, look at them, observe them. Don't judge right away. That's gonna make a thought about another thought about another thought. So don't do that. I'm not playing Legos here, but if you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment about what you want me to talk about next. And check out Blake Healy's book, The Veil.